Well, hello and welcome to this special broadcast on CNBC-TV18 with me, Ashmit Kumar. Now, Asus, the Taiwanese computer hardware major, has announced a deepening of its manufacturing operations in India. Asus already is manufacturing using partners like Flex and Dixon, has now announced its first production line in India in Manesar for Asus commercial laptops in partnership with VVDN. Now, to tell us more about it, I'm now joined by Mr. Rex Lee, the head of Asus APAC Commercial PC Business, and Mr. Gourab Basu, Senior Vice President at VVDN Technologies. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us, for being a part of this broadcast. Mr. Lee, let me come to you first. Firstly, congratulations on your first production line for commercial laptops here in India, in Manesar. Tell us, what has inspired Asus for deepening its manufacturing footprint? You're already working with partners such as Flex, Dixon, now VVDN. Why the widening of this footprint? Are you expecting a jump in demand? Are you looking at India as an export hub? Why this widening of the footprint?
Yeah, I think first of all, you can see in APEC, the total commercial market around 24 million. But India already accounts 7 million pieces. So it's a huge market, in the APEC region. And our goal is to become the top commercial PC brand in India. So we think it's necessary that we start to invest the local production in India. And today we are very happy, the first production line with VDN is going live. So I think this marks a very special day in our milestone for our development in India.
Wonderful. Tell us a little bit about your strategy, Mr. Lee. You're choosing to work with partners. I mentioned Flex, Dixon, now VVDN here in Manesar. Can you give us more color as to what this strategy looks like going forward? Are you also looking to maybe set up some facilities of your own in the near future? Are you looking at India as an export destination, as a hub for exports?
Yeah, I think, we have very strong capability, not only in manufacturing, they also have 5,000 R&D engineers that make VDN very different from the other company. It means they potentially can provide a one-stop service to Asus because they also have very strong engineering team. So we think, this could be a very interesting step for us, to have a more engineering service in India, not just, manufacturing only. That is the reason why we choose VVDN.
Sure, wonderful. So widening of the footprint for sure. But clearly, there's a lot more work to be done. Mr. Basu, let me come to you. Let me get your perspective on this. Give us some color as far as this production line that we're speaking of. Give us some numbers. What are we looking at? Are we looking at this facility catering primarily towards the domestic demand? What are the numbers in terms of annual capacity that you have here?
So we are, at VVDN for the Asus line, we are following the lead from Asus, right? The line has been set up as per global standards, right? There have been no corners cut. We have followed the global standards that Asus has in other regions and other factories, right? Which obviously makes it capable of catering to overseas demands as well as India demands. Right. And as far as the capacity and the numbers are concerned, I think that is a little fluid as of now. And we are building up, we are ramping up as as per the demand that is getting generated as per ASUS, right? So today we're in a position where we are manufacturing ready, mass production launched, right? And there is enough capacity to ramp up as per demands.
Sure. That's interesting to hear that clarity coming in, not just for the domestic market, but also can be ramped up to meet export-led demand. Let me also ask you another question. There have been a couple of policy-led initiatives from the government of India. One with respect to the widening of the outlay as far as the PLI scheme is concerned from 7,300 to 17,000 crore rupees. That's one. And of course, there's also the regulatory overhang of a possible import curb. We had import restrictions that got dialed down to an import authorization mechanism. How much of that factors into this decision of actually ramping up production facilities here in India?
VVDN has been, we've been at it since a long time now, since 2007 when we started, 2014, 15 when we got into mass production and manufacturing as well, right? So we've been continuously ramping owing to our global customer base, right? So we have been shipping a lot of our products are for the production is for export markets, right? So all the factors that you just stated has seen our demands grow exponentially, I would say, right, over the past couple of years, and we see the continued growth carrying on for at least the next few years, as far as we can see, because of the India market, large market, growing at a very fast pace.
Will you also then be applying to the latest PLI when it comes to electronic components? That's something that the government is now pitching for the industry.
Yes, absolutely. So we are, we are following that very closely. The details have also come out, right? And it's structured in a very enthusiastic about it. It's a good, encouraging, exciting structure that has come around. It is also finding sync along with the component level incentives that were already finding mention in the PLI 2.0, right, which was already encouraging and also incentivizing component level activities. Now this component PLI coming in is perfectly complementing all of that, right? And I feel it is coming at the right time.
Wonderful, Mr. Basu. Mr. Lee, let me come back to you. Help us with a few numbers in terms of what your demand outlook is as far as this fiscal is concerned, and how India is featuring for you as a part of the larger APAC market for Asus.
Yeah, we expect strong growth in India, but I think now I still cannot tell the exact number, but we have a strong ambition, and I think our year-on-year growth is tremendous.
Wonderful. Any figures for investments that you'd like to share? You said you're looking at India as a much larger hub for not just manufacturing, but also as an R&D hub. Any numbers in terms of what your employee count could look like by the end of a couple of years, or any investment, any numbers in terms of dollar figures that you'd like to share?
It's more than double digit. It's a strong investment, strong growth on all the investment in India.
So holding cards to your chest. But let me then dive into the one big elephant in the room that most industry players have been talking about. That's the tariffs, the US-led tariffs. Let me ask you this decision to expand your portfolio of manufacturing facilities here in India, did the US tariffs have a role to play in you arriving at that decision that perhaps India is a good destination for hedging your bets?
Yeah, I think, we are discussing internally because this just happened recently, right? There are a lot of discussion in our headquarters. Yeah. And we are working on the long term, how we should grow our business in India.
So let me then ask you a follow-up question. There's been so much back and forth. You're telling me that you're discussing this internally. There's been so much back and forth. First, we had the tariffs. Then we had an exemption for electronics. Then there was, of course, the 90-day pause. Now there is talk of the latest interview that Donald Trump gave where he's talking about sectoral tariffs targeted towards the electronics industry. How are you gearing up for this volatility that you're seeing every day back and forth in terms of what the outlook could look like? How are you managing that? How are you gearing up towards these tariffs that and the back and forth that we're seeing from the US?
Every day we have a different discussion. At this moment, I still cannot give you a definite answer. But indeed, we are working on, how to better handle this kind of, all the news every day. Yeah.
Right, Mr. Lee, let me ask you then one final question on this subject, on this issue. When you look at the tariffs that were slapped on China, as opposed to the tariffs that were slapped on countries such as Taiwan, such as India, does that put geographies such as Taiwan and India in a better place as an opportunity, perhaps, when you have higher tariffs being slapped on China? Is that, from an arbitrage perspective, a better position that India, Taiwan finds itself in?
Yeah, indeed, it's quite interesting. India now have very low, tax tariff is becoming very interesting. So of course we are evaluating. Yeah, there is a huge advantage to be made in India now.
Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18. For all top headlines and updates, follow us on our social media platforms.